What if how strong is Final Yuji? I'm gonna say this off the rips, skipsies. Final Yuji is the strongest sorcerer. By the end of JJK, he's the strongest sorcerer. Obviously, after Gojo is dead, Sukuna is dead. Who else left? Yuji's left, Maki, Hikari, Megumi bum ass. All them niggas. Yuta is the strongest sorcerer alive at the end. Final Yuta is the strongest sorcerer alive. Dare I say third strongest in history. Obviously, Sukuna 1, Gojo 2, Yuta 3rd.
Yuta Okkotsu is the original protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen.
He's my GOAT.
Namely the one-shot. And when you have the role of the first protagonist,
he's my GOAT, he's my king, he's everything. He's swag.
In really any series with multiple protagonists, you're usually given the Pokemon Trainer Red treatment, being seen as this legendary, nigh unbeatable figure until directly stated otherwise. And couple this with statements like Yuta being the next Gojo, and oh boy, in the context of Jujutsu Kaisen, we have a behemoth on our hands.
People will soon realize why Gojo constantly spoke highly of Yuta and why he stated several times that Yuta would surpass him. The first to surpass Satoru Gojo, the first to surpass Satoru Gojo, Satoru, Yuta Okkotsu. You are truly magnificent. Facts. If Gege gave Ino such a power up, I can't wait to see the full power Yuta and Hikari. I'm expecting them to surpass Hidden Inventory Gojo at least. Current gen of sorcerers that rival / surpass Gojo in one aspect. Higuruma, equal talent. Hikari, superior RCT. Yuta, domain, sure hit. Selectivity. Maki, physical vision. Yuji, black flash record. Miwa, simple domain.
So you know what? In this video, I will be attempting to accurately gauge the strength of Yuta Okkotsu by going over his abilities, techniques, and fights. In this video, we'll be covering both of his forms, his base form, and then spoiler alert, the Gojo body possession form he takes later on.
See, that's different though. See, when you put him in that aspect, cause he didn't have much time in that thing though. I don't know, realistically, cause obviously he didn't train, but he got all the memories of Gojo when he was fighting him. But it's he still didn't get to train for it though. How strong would he really have been? Say Gojo been died, right? Say Gojo died, and then Sukuna was and then Yuta took Gojo's body. Sukuna was oh, I'll let you learn that body. I'll give you a week in that body. So for a week straight, he's training in Gojo's body but he can't use 6 eyes, right? He couldn't use 6 eyes, right? Wait, let me look it up actually.
With that said, if you enjoy content such as this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And now, let's get into it. To begin, Yuta's introduced in his own series as a special grade the day he became a sorcerer.
Oh, no, he did. I'm a dumbass. Because it's his body, bro. Yeah, okay, so basically... Okay, right, so I'm saying, so he had everything, but he just didn't have enough time in his body to, master, to master it. But it's crazy because, but at the same time, because he is, it's so much, it's so much I'm thinking, because, as soon as he took his body, he instantly went into fight. But he got to remember, right, I'm pretty sure, right when, how Gojo trained to perfect his Limitless and to have it on 24/7 and to conserve as much curse energy as possible. But I don't think Yuta fully grasp it since everything was happening so fast. But I think that if he had got a week in his body, he would have beat wait, another question. Hold on, because this might change everything. Okay, yes. So Yuta could still use copy while he was in Gojo's body, and he would been able to do all of that while also basically having perfect control over his cursed energy, he definitely would have won, bro. He would have beat him.
Since that title only belongs to 4 sorcerers in the entire series, one of which being Satoru Gojo himself, it's pretty telling of his strength. Yuta at first would only be designated as a special grade due to his possession of Rika Orimoto, a Shikigami that was attached to him due to a self-inflicted curse he put upon himself as a child. But eventually, Yuta would break this curse, be brought down to...
Because if you were thinking about it, if he fully mastered Gojo's, his 6 eyes, Limitless, all of that, bro, he would have, because we already know this, Yuta has way more curse energy than Gojo. With way much more, with that much more curse energy, and being able to perfectly control it while still having his copy technique. Rika, I think did he? I don't know if he still had he could still use, if he could copy, he could use Rika. So he would still have Rika. He would be able to copy. He would have, you feel me, all of this, all every fucking thing, plus 6 eyes, limitless. Though the Gojo's domain, he definitely would want. He definitely could have beat Sukuna, bro.
Grade 4 sorcerer and eventually work his way back up to special grade easily. Needless to say, Yuta is quite powerful, but I think for a video such as this, we need to dive into every single part of his character in order to see exactly why he is one of the 4 special grades. Starting with his combat skill. Yuta boasts one of the best close quarter combat resumes, specifically because of his versatility when it comes to this area of battle. He's pretty good with throwing hands, being able to briefly combat Ryu Ishiguro.
Oh my gosh, that fight. Woo.
At the beginning of their fight before he'd start to overpower him with curse energy output.
Just as once.
Yuta's also pretty good with weapons,
so peak.
with his katana being his primary weapon of choice.
Yes.
We can't assume that Yuta is good with almost every weapon though, as when Rika's fully manifested, it's displayed that Yuta contains a whole arsenal of all sorts of weapons within her that he can access whenever his ring is on, and he's collected those weapons for a reason. If I had to compare his close quarter combat levels to anybody, I'd personally put him a little below Geto, as nothing in the story really focuses on Yuta when it comes to hand-to-hand combat or anything really close up and physical. But despite this, I believe being able to use multiple different weapons and being above average in hand-to-hand is a great resume compared to most of the cast. Yuta also boasts a pretty good battle intelligence and understanding of the system of Jujutsu. We didn't see much of this at first from his character since he was so powerful that he could really brute force his way through any situation. But when against opponents worth noting within the Sendai colony, he actually displayed some critical thinking. For example, he'd engage Kurorushi with the intention of using nothing but raw strength due to the fact that he was being
because he was being wise. He didn't want to use reverse curse techniques, so that, he's so calm, he's so smart,
observed by other players, and he did not want to let them know of his full capabilities before engaging with them. This is very important in the context of Jujutsu Kaisen, because battles of equals in this series are usually decided by the element of surprise, not strength. Yuta, understanding that sorcerers are con artists before anything else, knows that for every bit of information that an opponent has on him, his chances of winning drop significantly. Yuta would make strong plays such as utilizing cursed speech and Drew Shikigami in sequence in order to consistently work around Earl's sky manipulation technique, and then copy that same exact technique when fighting against Ryu at the very end.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna say this. Yuta is the listen, bro. Yuta is the best written character in that series. I don't care. Suck my ballsack.
And in order to redirect his granite blast upward, keep Ryu in the same
Said
spot the blast
bro.
was going to descend in order to make the blast hit himself and end the battle.
Is he my favorite character? Of course, bro. My low bias, yeah, but am I stating facts? Of course.
The entire time he and Yuta fought, he had no idea Yuta's plan was leading up to that play. Yuta is without a doubt a very intelligent fighter. We now move on to Yuta's curse energy reserves. Due to being a descendant of Sugawara Michizane, Yuta was gifted with immense curse energy, the second highest amount of curse energy recorded in the series.
Yeah, Sukuna has more. I think Yuta has about half of Sukuna's.
Behind the King of Curses himself. There are many moments in the series that reinforce Yuta's immense amount of curse energy, with people mistaking him for Gojo and Ryu Ishiguro, the character with the highest curse energy output in history, likening Yuta's curse energy to a bottomless well.
Shut up!
This gives Yuta the foundation to utilize Jujutsu.
Oh my gosh, this panel. Holy! This panel, bro. This is one of my favorite panels in Jujutsu Kaisen. This may be one of my favorite panels out of like all the manga I've read in my life. What is my favorite panel of all time? What's my favorite panel? It's definitely a Vinland Saga one. It's definitely a Vinland Saga panel, bro. It might be a canoe panel, bro. Not gonna lie. Might be a canoe panel. It might be the one he was like, I'll move these waves with my own power. I'll show you. You know that one. Let me see. Because the message behind it, obviously, it's fucking beautiful, man. I want to go like to the exacto rondo. You can't really see it, but this might be one of my favorite panels ever, forever and ever. But JJK has a lot of beautiful panels for me, though. Bro, where is it? Why can I not find the panel? But I don't know what they're doing there, boy. This is not Code Geass, nigga. But that might be
To
my
its
favorite panel.
utmost capabilities, being
Because the
able to
story behind
reinforce
it,
himself
it's like him saying, like, even with all this power he has on land, like he can send 100,000 people to go invade a land, 100,000 ships, you know. But he's still, even with all that power, he's still nothing against God, bro. Tough, tough.
so much cursed energy that his opponents will never have an idea.
He could control the whole world, bro, but none of that amounts to the power of how much power the fucking God has. Jesus Christ, boy, crazy.
What his next action will be, as most sorcerers can give you an idea of what their next action is going to be by seeing which part of their body that they're focusing cursed energy
Like,
on.
she got all
But
this.
Yuta has so much cursed energy that he can
Like,
apply the maximum amount throughout his entire body at all times. Yuta can reinforce his body with so much potency that he's able to easily toy with the likes of a post Shibuya Yuji and one-shot Choso, who had just defeated Naoya, who is arguably the strongest grade 1 sorcerer at the time of the series. This reinforcement wouldn't be tested until the likes of Ryu Ishigori, who again has the highest cursed energy output in the series, his normal attacks being so powerful that when someone as powerful as Yuta would clash with him, it sent a shockwave through his body potent enough to make him cough up blood and fly across multiple buildings. Even then, Yuta would be able to deflect one of Ryu's granite blasts with his bare hands. Yuta's reinforcement is certainly higher and more potent than really every character that's not a walking anomaly. He also has the ability to shoot out massive shockwaves with his cursed energy as an attack, as shown in his battle against Kurorushi. Yuta has also been able to hit a black flash before. Once doing this, you enter a temporary state of flow, and your understanding of cursed energy as a whole is changed
I'm
permanently.
in flow right now.
It's stated that
what do I be saying? Flow state.
Landing a black flash allows
I'm
you
locked
to
right now.
understand
Holy
cursed
lock.
energy on a completely different level from those who have it, so I figured it was an important detail to bring up. And lastly, when it comes to fundamental curse energy usage, Yuta is one of the few characters who can use reverse curse technique at such a high level that he's able to heal those around him as well. Despite everything Yuta can do, there are moments where he alone isn't enough, and this is when he uses his ability to partially manifest Rika in order to assist him in battle whenever he may need it. Rika as of now is an immensely powerful cursed spirit directly linked to Yuta himself. She basically makes any 1v1 into a 1v2. Rika's pretty strong, as she's able to consistently damage and take attacks from a weakened Sukuna alongside Yuji and Yuta while being partially manifested. With this weakened Sukuna still being stronger than even Kenjaku, this is impressive. But this is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Rika's capabilities. When Yuta puts his ring on, he has the
when he put that ring on. Give me everything, Rika-chan. He go crazy. 5 minutes, he's that nigga.
ability to fully manifest Rika in her full strength for about 5 minutes. This full manifestation of Rika bringing many benefits to both Yuta and Rika. First, with Rika serving as an external storage
when
for
his
both
domain
curse
gets
techniques Yuta has copied and multiple curse tools, he now has the ability to access everything that he's contained within Rika. These abilities include curse speech, a technique that allows him to turn vocal commands into reality, being able to freeze his opponents by simply telling them to stop moving. Drew Shikigami, these Shikigami being tiny airborne creatures that quickly circle their target, creating their own domain around them, and once this domain has been created, the opponent contained will be instantly slashed multiple times, this technique even being able to bypass Gojo's infinity. Sky manipulation. This technique allowing Yuta to turn the sky into a tangible surface and use it to manipulate the space around him and his opponents, and can even apply directly by shattering the sky like thin ice in front of his opponent, and their opponent would feel that shattering as if they were the sky themselves. This technique bypasses all durability. Yuta also has access to Jacob's Ladder, a massive beam of light that
Still don't even remember how Sukuna survived this shit, bro.
extinguishes all curse techniques while simultaneously dealing heavy damage to its opponents. Yuta can also use Charles' G-War staff with his own katana as a medium, allowing him to see more and more of his opponent's future the more attacks he lands on them. Yuta also has access to Sukuna's cleave and dismantles, and lastly, Kenjaku's brain transplant, but we'll save that technique for later on in its video, as that's a topic of its own. Yuta, when fully manifesting Rika, also has access to her cursed energy, which is just as stacked as his, so if he was low on his base, it might as well be completely replenished once his ring is on. Yuta isn't the only one who gets benefits from Rika's full manifestation, as Rika's stats shoot up sharply, with her being able to directly combat someone as powerful as Ryu Ishigori hand to hand. Yuta would even note that she's tougher than Yuta after she would deflect an entire granite blast with no damage. Lastly, Rika now has access to a Curse Energy Blast. This blast can either be charged up alongside Yuta to wipe anybody off the planet, or she could shoot this beam without Yuta at a faster rate, but of course it'd be weaker. It can be used as both an attack and distraction. Rika is a monster of a cursed spirit to have as a partner, and she can allow Yuta to turn the tide of any battle, as she's strong enough to hang with special grade level enemies alone. On top of everything he already has, Yuta has the ability to cast a domain expansion, his being named Authentic Mutual Love. This domain expansion manifests itself
katanas. Every katana is a different thing on my barber. He don't even know which one it is until he picks it up.
by creating a massive field of crosses and katanas stuck to the ground. Like every other domain, Yuta gets his stats boosted. Then, every katana contained in the domain expansion is imbued with a random curse technique of his that he has copied before. He only discovers which technique is contained in which katana upon grabbing the katana that he wants to use. Lastly, the short hit of this domain expansion is one of Yuta's copied techniques that he gets to specifically choose as the short hit. However, if Yuta chooses this attack as the short hit, it can only be used as a short hit and it will not be contained in any katanas. Yuta could hypothetically use Sukuna's cleave endlessly on anybody he fights within this domain, while piling on attacks from his other cursed techniques using the katanas. This domain expansion is very broken, and is arguably one of the best in the series. But even if that isn't enough, when all options have failed against an overwhelming opponent, Yuta makes the decision to use Kenjaku's body hopping technique in order to take over Gojo's dead body. This is Yuta's final resort in order to face against Sukuna, the king of curses. Yuta possessing Gojo's dead body allows him to access the Limitless and the techniques within it. He's able to use blue, although with less proficiency than Gojo, as he's only able to use it to pull things to a certain area. He's not able to imbue his fist with it or anything else like telekinesis in the way that Gojo did against Sukuna. Yuta can also use red and hollow purple when in Gojo's body as well. Lastly, Yuta has access to Gojo's Unlimited Void and has all the knowledge Gojo obtained fighting Sukuna when it comes to domain manipulation and battles. This allowing him to combat open barrier domain expansions. With Unlimited Void being an instant win against anybody but Sukuna, that's a very powerful card to hold. Yuta, when utilizing Gojo's body, may not be as powerful as the real thing, but he's certainly a force to be reckoned with. Yuta is also unable to use anything else he's copied, only what Gojo could already do. To pinpoint where current Yuta stands against the rest of the cast, let's go over his most relevant fights. As a novice, he was able to defeat a weakened Suguru Geto, another special grade sorcerer with much more experience than Yuta. Yuta winning is very impressive, but it would be stated by Kenjaku that had Geto not inserted himself with fighting all of Jujutsu Society at once by spreading his curses across Japan while fighting Yuta at the same time, he would have defeated him.
Yeah, also, bro, coulda, woulda, shoulda, bro.
Yuta's abilities have been changed in a couple of ways since fighting Geto, so it's not as relevant in upcoming fights. However, it's still Suguru Geto, another special grade sorcerer that Yuta has defeated. Yuta, when first returning to the series, would fight against Yuji, pretending to be out for Yuji's head as a dog of Jujutsu Society's higher-ups. During this fight, Yuta was toying with Yuji the entire time, and the moment that Yuji caught him off guard, Rika would come in and hold Yuji with so much strength that Yuji literally could not move, this allowing Yuta to stab Yuji's heart and beat him there. Yuta would then go on to one-shot Choso right after. With Choso and Yuji being at similar levels around the time, I'm sure that Yuta could have one-shot Yuji the same way if he had really felt like doing so. Yuta, after fighting Yuji and leaving the Sendai to enter the Culling game early, would come across 4 powerful opponents.
Them
Druve,
niggas out of here.
Kururushi,
That nigga out of
Uro,
here.
and
That
Ryu.
nigga out of here.
Yuta would first defeat Druve with what seems to be little to no difficulty, as their fight was off screen. After
No, no,
Druve,
no. What does that say?
what
What does
seems
that
to be
say?
little to no difficulty, as their fight was off screen.
3 months. In this modern era, he is second only to Gojo Satoru. Stop playing with my dog.
After Druve would come Kururushi, a cursed spirit with multiple annoying tricks up its sleeve. Kururushi primarily fights with a combination of his cursed cockroaches, the ability to produce and manipulate an endless swarm of man-eating cockroaches so ruthless that it's able to rip crowds of people apart within seconds, and his festering life sword, one of the best cursed tools in the series. Upon contact, this cursed tool will place insect cursed eggs inside of the opponent's skin and have these curses fester and explode from inside their body. It's a brutal weapon that always seems to cause someone a limb whenever it makes contact. Safe to say, Kururushi is no pushover. Yuta and Kururushi would begin their fight, with Yuta quickly countering the cursed spirit's attack with his blade and cutting his arm off. As Yuta pressures Kururushi, he eventually finds some space from Yuta and sits atop a tornado of cursed cockroaches in order to gain some distance from him. Yuta makes it clear that he can end this fight at any moment by using reverse curse technique against his cursed spirit, but the issue is that he has 2 more people to fight after this, Uro and Ryu. And Yuta does not want them to know that he's able to use reverse curse technique before they fight, and he'd prefer to keep all of his cards hidden. He goes in to engage with the cursed spirit again, but eventually it blinds Yuta and land a direct hit on him with his festering life sword. This causes the insect curses to burst out of his shoulder, and with Kuro using this opportunity to land another slash, the cursed spirit believes the battle is over and goes in to devour Yuta. However, Yuta would catch the cursed spirit off guard and use this opportunity to kiss the cursed spirit directly, injecting reverse curse technique into it and instantly exorcising it. Uro, seeing the aftermath of this battle, would take the opportunity to sneak Yuta, beginning their battle with her sending him flying with a thin icebreaker. The two would then have a brief confrontation before Ryu would interrupt it with a massive granite blast from what seems to be across the entire city. This forces Yuta to redirect his focus toward Ryu and move toward his location in order to begin their fight.
Ryu, I ain't gonna lie, I just remember, bro, what Sukuna did to you, my boy. I mean, it's low-key your fault, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You thought you was like that. You fought Yuta. You let you live. I don't know, bro. Like, bro, that's what happens when you get greedy, though. I guess, like, you got full of Yuta, then you going to fight Sukuna.
Battle. After the two would talk for a bit, they begin to throw hands, with Ryu having a clear advantage over Yuta, who's still hiding his hand. And as they clash their cursed energy, Yuta is sent flying, and Ryu would apply more pressure onto Yuta by following up with a granite blast. Yuta, in response, is able to block the blast with his hand and retaliate with a punch to Ishigori's face, slamming him into the ground. But it did nothing to him. And if
you know, it's kind of crazy that we don't know these people real names, right? Or how they look. For real. Like, actually looks. Like, I don't think we actually know. No, I think we know how Sukuna looks, I guess. But like Ryu, Kashimo, like, we don't know their actual names and how they look in their era. What's good, bro? What's good? We don't know how these niggas look. I don't even think that's it's hold on, bro. I don't know. Like Sukuna, I don't know. Like, no, I don't even think we know actually how Sukuna looks. Because his face is really just like Megumi's face. Like, we don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, we don't know how he actually looked. Or is that even his real name? It's not even his real name. Shut up. Shut up. Come here. Come here. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, producer. Shut up. Shut up. How's the art progress? You keeping it up? Let me check. I don't think so, actually. I'm just being honest. I gotta be honest. I'm an honest man now. I don't lie anymore. Let me see. Now I know I haven't drawn it. I was going to after the Bro, stop barking, bro. Oh no, I did do. Wait, no, I only did one thing. I didn't even finish it. I think I did this like yesterday. I don't have the reference photo though, or do I? Hold on, reference. Oh no, I do. This is not the reference photo. What is that? I don't have the reference photo. But it was the Spider-Man image that I seen. I did this yesterday, I think. See it? Shit is ass. I don't know where the reference photo went though. But I did this yesterday. I didn't finish it obviously. I'm not even done with it. Did you exercise or something? Today, yeah, I exercised today. I went on a run this morning. Type vibes, you know the vibe, you know the dealio. I can't pick up stuff on the floor after leg day. I hate it. My dad is like, "What do you want about?" He didn't say it, but my head, I feel like, nah, the leg day be wild, bro. It be wild. I ain't gonna lie. Cause for some reason, really, when I do the leg day, and then the day after, all of a sudden I gotta walk places now. I gotta pick shit up. That shit be hurting. And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like, well, I think because I don't know, but like my legs hurt longer than my arms and stuff, like my like chest and shit like that. My legs hurt for like a day or two longer than what my arms would.
Anything gave Ryu a free opportunity for a point-blank granite blast, sending Yuta right toward Uro, giving her the opportunity to
Cause I work sleeping in the best. I don't even remember. Does sleeping be bad for me? Nah, sleeping does be feel good.
land a thin
It
icebreaker.
feels better when my legs be like aching like that,
Yuta at this point
or my body in
is
general. Sleep
exhausted,
just
so
automatically
he
feel better.
manifests Rika with the
And
intention of using
showering.
everything. Yuta, when manifesting Rika, is able to use her complete form as a powerful ally in battle, borrow her endless curse energy supply, and use his
Endless.
copied curse techniques, allowing him to engage in this three-way with
Just
much
thinking
more
about Yuta.
ease.
He's
Yuta
so
begins his
goated.
retaliation by activating curse speech on
Don't
Uro, telling
move.
her not to move and following up with a barrage from both him and Rika. Ryu would interrupt by shooting a
Shut
beam
up, bro.
towards
You still
Yuta, but
barking?
Rika would
She's
completely
gone.
block it with her hand. This making Ryu comment on how durable she is compared to Yuta. Rika then lands a
Bro, I already know about the colony
Hoggy
joint. Let's go
begins,
final
a
battle.
1v1 between him and Ryu.
Nah, okay, I guess he's
The
still
two
going.
engage
I
in a
just
beam
know about
clash with
that, bro.
Ryu
I watched this
overpowering
fight like 4 times.
Yuta in the first, sending Yuta and Rika into a wall. Yuta then has Rika shoot the next.
Yes, he outsmarted that nigga crazy. Yes, I'm trying to watch the Sukuna joint. I'm not
Yuta
gonna lie.
during the Shinjuku raid will go on to fight Sukuna, but right before this, he'd assassinate a weakened Kenjaku with the assistance of
Hold on, chill. Don't say it like that though. Come on, bro.
Todo and Takaba.
All right, kill that nigga Ghetto twice. Let's keep it a stack though.
Kenjaku upon
Suck.
dying would transfer the merger to Sukuna, which is pretty much the worst case possible since it confirms that Sukuna is also fighting with the intention of completely destroying Japan. They have to win here and now, or it's all over. Yuta arrives to face Sukuna upon him declaring his intention to summon the merger, and after threatening Yuta, Rika partially manifests herself and attempts to crush Sukuna. The battle begins with Yuta trying to stab Sukuna, but he's able to create a barrier around himself by repeatedly creating miniature dismantles around his entire body, similar to the Limitless. After the two scuffle for a bit, Yuta activates his domain expansion, Authentic Mutual Love.
Can't wait to see this. Dang, this gonna be a long time before we see this because this is after the Gojo and Sukuna fight.
And after grabbing one of his many katanas, he rolls a thin icebreaker and lands the attack directly on Sukuna, resolving to finish everything within this domain. As the stage is set for their confrontation, Yuji also appears in the domain, making it a 1v3. Sukuna then figures out that the plan is to consistently have Yuji whittle down Sukuna's strength as Yuta attempts to find an opening for Jacob's ladder. In this battle, Sukuna has to use two of his hands to constantly maintain Hollow Wicker Basket in order to prevent Yuta from just being able to instantly launch his short hit imbued into the domain. So on top of Yuta buffing himself with this domain, Sukuna is a bit nerfed in here. Yuta and Yuji deliver an onslaught of attacks onto Sukuna. Despite all that, he instantly delivers the same amount of damage right back to the two sorcerers with a net of dismantles. As they eat the attack, he points out that their durability is high enough to take attacks from him directly, but Yuji and Yuta are still a little weaker than Ryu in this area specifically. He points out that Yuta and Yuji have increased their
this was so tough, bro. Cause he said just what have you all been up to this past month? And then Itadori was like, work hard and determination. And then Yuta just said we cheated, bro. So cool. He's so comp.
Arsenal defensive abilities over the time skip and wonders what they did. Yuta says that they cheated, while Yuji says hard work. Yuta also points out that if it weren't for Gojo fighting Sukuna before they did,
Yeah,
Sukuna
they would have been died.
instantly
They
eradicate
would have been
them all.
died. They would have been died.
After another round of
They would have been
fighting,
dead.
Yuta and Yuji managed to prepare and land a Jacob's Ladder, allowing Yuji to enter the boundary between Sukuna and Megami's soul and attempt to get Megami to remove Sukuna. However, Megami wouldn't respond, and this would leave the three open for Sukuna to deliver a dismantle that severs the two sorcerers in half. Yuji, due to his anatomy, is able to recover from this attack, but Yuta is critically damaged and has to be removed from the battlefield, allowing Maki to take over from there. Yuta returns for one final battle against Sukuna, and where he has utilized the body hopping technique in order to take over Gojo's body. It's noted that Sukuna as of this moment has the same amount of curse energy as Yuta after 40 straight chapters of fighting. The battle instantly begins with the two entering the domain clash,
crazy
and
feat.
due to Yuta having access to the information in Gojo's body, he can shrink the barrier in order to make it have the ability to withstand Sukuna's attacks from outside of the domain. His plan here is to inflict enough damage to forcefully stop Sukuna from maintaining his domain expansion. The two fight for a bit, with Yuta displaying his trouble with using Gojo's body and techniques, but he eventually gets the hang of it. Yuta prepares to use a hollow purple, but Sukuna quickly stops him and punches him into his shrine, pointing out that there's a reason Gojo had to opt for such a roundabout way in order to use his hollow purple when fighting Sukuna. But Yuta fooled him. While Sukuna had been questioning Yuta's decision making in their battle, Yuta had placed a blue next to Sukuna and threw a recorder toward it. This would make the recorder zip to Sukuna's ear before he even realized it, and the words "don't move" would come out of it. Here, it's shown that Inumaki caught Sukuna off guard with cursed speech. This gives Yuta the perfect opportunity to shoot out a hollow purple, and although it would directly hit Sukuna and destroy his domain, Yuta would collapse due to technique burnout. So, with all that said, if we had to ask how strong Yuta is, I say
third strongest sorcerer in history.
He's one of the strongest characters in the series. All things considered,
obviously he's one of the strongest, but where do you rank him, buddy?
To runs through anybody below special grade tier with absolutely no effort, being able to one-shot the likes of Choso with ease. Yuta would be hit pretty hard by Kusakabe's simple domain barrage, but be able to regenerate of his arms to even survive. When possessing Gojo's body, he
how strong is Satoru Gojo final
arc? When it
arc?
does come to Kenjaku and Yuji though, those are difficult discussions to have and deserve their own videos, so look forward to those.
I mean, he just said he's one of the strongest though. Obviously, he's one of the strongest, but where do you rank him at the end of the series? Like, come on, bro. What kind of, like, what was that, buddy?